and that the expected performance and the behaviors are incorporated into the management's observable behaviors every day. And that those interactions go beyond the customer, go beyond the individual. They extend out further than that. There's a push and pull mentality with this that leaders have to exhibit, and that's to establish and model a desire, a vision, and collaboration. So imagine, if you will, there's a 5,000-pound boulder over there with a rope tied to it. Fire marshal comes in and says, that's got to be moved, because if there's a fire in here, you're going to die. Okay, I'll go grab that rope. Right? I can't move it by myself. But I know that it's a critical piece to move because it's impacting this organization. So what I do is I said, you know what? Why don't you come over here and you can help me, because we're going to die if we don't move that, because it's really important. You got the right skill strengths, you got the right abilities, let's go. So we better start moving. We start moving. A little bit, not too much. Oh, wait, go find somebody. So she goes and finds somebody else. Okay? We start working together. We got all 40 of us in here pulling this boulder because we know that it's critical to our operations as to how we live, to make money so we can get out the door. So we start pulling, right? We're pulling all right. What happens? Or actually, we start pulling like this. We get some momentum. What happens? We change directions. Why do we change directions? That's right. It's easier. Thanks a lot, car dealer. But it's easier. Now you have what? You have momentum. And then the whole time I'm sitting here and pulling this direction, I'm saying, hey, good job, Sally. Good, great use of your legs. Way to drive that. That's awesome. I'm coaching along the way, but also supporting them on the front to saying, I am giving you the encouragement that you're doing what we need to. But in the same motion, say, dude, you barely got your hand on the rope. Come on, get it together, because we can't do this without you. If you're not going to move it, we're going to have to get you out. So you have a push and pull mentality within these pieces, and it's the passionate belief that the practice of the new culture is the way we're going to do it. Right? This also comes from who? Right? Top management. This is where that attitude is like, you guys do what you want. Whatever, I'm in on it. No, and then we start moving, and you're like, no, I don't like that. Okay, well, every sort of ounce of effort and dollars that we spent is gone. It won't work now. It's the passionate belief that this is the way it's going to be done, and everybody's on board because there's no breakdowns. The vision that all employees know exactly what's going on and they understand that, and it's shared through consistent communications in a developmental relationship context. There's a relationship to the information, there's a relationship to the deliverer, there's a relationship to the receiver. And that it's directly connected to the job functions that they are in, as well as the outcomes. The production outcomes. Because everybody's in their job is to have a production output. It is something. It is something. Collaboration, that everybody's connected together. Right? We said Ted's on his own world. He's doing what he's like, how is he making a contribution? How is he holding us back? Sorry, Ted, I keep using your name. It was easy.
Use my name in vain.
It's not in vain. But everybody's tied to each other's performance. I've worked in credit unions where they said, hey, we can't get our loans out fast enough. Because why? Well, those processors aren't doing it fast enough. Why aren't they doing it fast enough? Well, it's because they're not incented. I'm losing my incentives. Okay, so you guys have two different goals. Well, they don't have any goals, they just do their work, and I actually have to sell five loans a month. All right, yeah, there's a disconnect. You should be a team. If you have the loan originator and the loan processor and the loan closer, Your overall objective is to get the best loan with the right forms completed in a timely fashion so that it gets out the door. You're not tied together. You have your own individual operational pieces. So, well, they're pushing me to do stuff. I'm only going to do my work. Well, what's this? Right? Convenience. It could be speed. It could be ease of use. The fundamental practices of what we do. So are we being easy to use if we got 3 people competing on different levels? No, because guess what? I got to talk to 6 other people as a customer to make that happen. Is it an engaging experience? Am I going to buy more products and services? I might be closing my account. If we don't get that loan out on time, we're losing interest dollars. We're not in it together. So this is what it looks like together. So you got a push and a pull mentality that leaders have to exhibit in order to support this secondary piece. This secondary piece is the foundations of your organizations on why you work the way you work. If you're broke, look at these pieces. These things hold us together. But they're also held together and supported by top management and leadership in order to make a contribution to the organization to ensure that any sort of change initiative is done and completed and successfully sustainable. So here's where we take action. Here are the simple things that we can do is make sure that job performance equates to the organizational goals. That every job that's out there that's performing meets the organization's business goals, the big goals. Funnel it down. How are they making a contribution for, in your instance, part of your job is to have add-on services, right? Warranties, service plans, tow opportunities. Well, I'm just the lot guy, right? Well, the lot guy, his job is make sure that those cars don't sit in the garage too long. They're out on the lot so that they can be purchased, so that they can contribute to the warranties, the service plans, and that sort of thing. To make sure that you're there so that they actually do get out. Evaluate the organizational assessment and feedback tools. I've worked with organizations, they have 4 different methods for feedback and they're not consistently used. Matter of fact, some people, they don't even know any of them existed. And when they do submit, they stop submitting after the first or second time because we weren't giving the feedback back to what we were doing with it, how we were doing with it, and hey, thank you, by the way, for submitting that. Let's talk more. Well, they just don't care. Well, they do care. Did you show them that same thing back? Because it comes back to here, because part of their organization really was, we care about our employees. We want to make sure they're trained and educated and contribute. Going back to the core philosophy, they were contributing, nobody reciprocated that. Nobody trained and developed them in order to promote that behavior to come back. So this is where I say develop up or change out. If we spend our time developing our employees and the change isn't happening in order to meet those expectations, it's time to change them out. Same thing with our processes. If they're not working and we're trying to develop them, change them out. But we'll put a Band-Aid on it. We'll MacGyver it, right? How many people have MacGyver stuff in their office and companies? There's a reason why it was built in a particular way in the first place. If it's not working, rebuild it. Because it's not meeting the goals and expectations of what you're trying to accomplish. Define how service equates to sales. I don't have magic words for that, but define how service equates to sales. I love problem solving that out. It's great. Clearly communicate the business goals and objectives. Like I said, my tours, 20% of businesses are actually sharing that with employees at the entry level, if not above. So if we don't know what we're doing, how can we actually do it? And then don't blame them if they don't meet those goals. Question is did we give them those objectives? Find workarounds and eliminate them. They're impacting your business. Define the expected behaviors. Worked with organizations that have a great fancy mission statement on their wall and it says, we're going to deliver exceptional levels of customer service. How do you do that? Well, we go above and beyond. How do you do that? Well, we don't know. What is the physical behaviors one has to exhibit to deliver exceptional customer service? Well, we wrote it down. Is it behavior-based? Because we're all behavior learners. Did you go through school learning out of a book? No, it's by experience. When you've gotten your jobs, it's by experience. Did you learn at a training mount? No, learn by experience. Define the experience, define the behaviors. Because I can tell you right now, if you go work for Disneyland and you go work for Elitch's, the skill of communication and the skill of customer service is known, but it's a different set of behaviors, isn't it? Right? Different set of behaviors of what you receive here and what you see at Disneyland. But we all say customer service. We don't have those defined for our organizations in some cases. Make consistent observations and communicate the findings. Those are the things that drive and enhance performance. Those are the things that make a difference in our organizations. And when we do that, we are living that culture. We are living that change. We are exhibiting that to the fact that everybody's on board, everybody understands what it's doing. So putting that all together, when we have that type of an employee development and those employee practices, it establishes a solid background for our organizations to be sustainable, not only for tomorrow, but for the future. It decreases your turnover, enhances your products per household, it enhances your ability to promote and engage the customers in order to perpetuate return business. That sales and service culture is embedded within the practices that you establish as an organization from a holistic standpoint. Looking at it not from a process standpoint, but what are the core experiences? What is the core, are we meeting that core existence in everything that we do? Because that's the heart of the business. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.